In this video, we're going to craft the Wolf School Armor Legendary up to level 100. So I started NG Plus at level 61, and that means I can have level 100 Wolf School Armor. Subscribe and hit the bell notification icon. The Linus Wilson channel covers the Witcher 3 games with tips and tricks, and we cover the Witcher Netflix series. Alright, so the Wolf School Armor is about starts out at level 14. It's a DLC set, Witcher School set. I've not really crafted it in my previous 3 plays of The Witcher because I was really worried that if I crafted it, if I gathered it, that I would get rid of the Pang of Consciousness glitch. And so I think that's the best way to make money in The Witcher 3 is to dilute the Pang of Consciousness sword. And I've got a video on this channel. Maybe I'll put it down in the comments. And you can just get a ton of money really fast looting that sword, saving, and reloading. So I never looted the Wolf School Armor, even though I kind of have visited its starting quest site a lot. It's actually not right next to the Pang of Consciousness sword. You have to kind of move around in the signal tower in Kaer Morhen. The other problem with the Wolf School set is that it's level 14, but most people don't get to Kaer Morhen until they're like level 19, level 20. So they can't really take advantage of it. So the first basic level is kind of it's a wash, and you just have to bite the bullet and craft the enhanced, so right one after another, and that's kind of expensive. And by that time, people are pretty much, they're either on the Griffin track or the Feline track, or they're on the Ursine track. I prefer the Ursine armor set personally, but I also have been crafting the swords of all the other ones, and since I started crafting all these sets, I like the Feline set a lot too. But you think of the Wolf School set, they got this plus. Here we got the Silver Sword 11% sign intensity and adrenaline point gain. So it's kind of like a hybrid set, right? So that's like level 14 on your first playthrough. For me, it was like level 75 for legendary gear. The critical hit chance bonus is pretty high. But then, the critical hit bonus, that when you actually hit them, that's not really there. So I think of the Wolf School, it's a medium armor set. It's kind of a hybrid set, right? It's for people that are, they're it's not all in one, right? So I mean, Ursine maximum protection, but you get the adrenaline point gains that you get from the Ursine. You get pretty good resistances for the Wolf School set. You get pretty good sign intensity, so if you want a magier build, maybe the Wolf School set is the way to go. If you look at the Wolf School set, it looks a lot like the armor that you see on Eskel. So Eskel, and it's pretty cool. It's kind of more jackety type stuff. This is just the basic level. The resistances are okay. They're consistent with being a medium armor. And if you just the basic level, you only get 1 slot. But hopefully, as we go up, we get more slots, and we get both the 11% sign intensity and adrenaline on the steel sword. So you can see Geralt swing it around in Lafarge's office there, and get an idea of what the swords look like. As he tests out his swinging ability. while Lafarge picks his teeth. Okay, so let's see if we can craft some enhanced level gear here. And maybe we'll get some more slots on the swords, a little bit better resistances and bonuses. You know, I think I am tempted to wear some of the Wolf School armor. I still like the Ursine chest piece the best. But then you see these boots, they got the attack power on them, right? 12% attack power. That's similar to the feline set for the enhanced Ursine. And then it's 6 to 7% resistances otherwise, which is okay. There's not, you can see I have like about 200,000 coin right here at the enhanced level. It's not super expensive yet. One of the things I'm doing in this that I've edited out a lot of the intermediate crafting that I've done. So if I'm doing intermediate crafting, not actually crafting the armor or the swords, then I just cut that out here so it goes faster. So if you're gonna craft from no armor, no swords, no gauntlets, no gloves, then it's gonna take more. Because I've been crafting a lot of different sets, then I don't have a lot of supplies, and you might find it a bit cheaper than I end up having to. So I'm going to have to dismantle some things for monster tissue here, but we'll edit that out. So we got the plus 12% sign intensity for the gauntlets. So it seems like the boots are what give you the attack power. So the gauntlets are kind of like the griffin gauntlets, and the boots are kind of like the feline gauntlets in terms of those bonuses. It's very, very weird. Now we've got at the enhanced, we got 2 slot swords. We need the meteorite silver ingot for that, and then monster egg, monster tongue. Some straps. Silver sword by this time level 82, enhances 841 to 1027. Pretty good, but it's going to go higher. It's going to go over 1,000 for the fast attack, and I think it's over 1,200 for the strong attack. We need some more dark steel ingot. You never can have too much of that. It's like in between the cuts, I crafted some powdered monster tissue. The legendary woven steel sword, it plus 12, sign intensity plus 12%. Adrenaline point plus 12% critical hit chance. So it looks like you get the high critical hit chance here, but no critical hit bonuses, right? So with the griffin, you get like 10% and 50%. The wolf, it looks like you're building to plus 15% chance of critical hit. All right, so this is the enhanced set. Look around, see what that looks like. Comes in red is its initial color. Of course, you can dye that here in Toussaint. It's quite nice, stylish. So here we go. All right, there's the stats, so you can see the full thing. It's kind of a nice form-fitting set. It is pretty stylish. Plus 24% adrenaline point gain. Moderate resistances. The boots add attack power, which is quite nice. The trousers add attack power. Pretty good resistances for slashing and monsters and elemental for the trousers. So you might want to think about using the trousers for their high attack power and then their high resistances. And then it's sign intensity for the gloves and adrenaline for the chest piece. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the swords, but the boots and the trousers I'm tempted by for their bonuses. So you especially when you get to the top level. So we're crafting the superior right now. When you get to the top levels, then I think that it's the bonuses that distinguish them because they all have the same top level. In your first playthrough, Grandmaster is going to be level 40. Okay, Dimeridium's what's going to really cost you, and then Draconid Leather. You can craft most of what Draconid Leather is. You probably won't run out of that, but Dimeridium, if you're crafting multiple sets, it's really easy to run out of that, and that's what's going to really drain my finances here. But as I said, I'll never run out of money because I can exploit the Pang of Consciousness glitch, and if you're not doing that, you can always farm the Hansa bases, which takes a little bit more effort and a little more time, but not that much, especially if you got good gear. So yeah, gloves, 13% sign intensity for the gloves here, 6 to 7% resistances except for elemental. So I think it's so important to wear Witcher gear before you do the last wish, because you go against the Djinn, and a lot of people really have trouble getting past that, and I think that's because they may not have Witcher gear on, which has the resistances to elemental damage. Okay, so with the superior swords, we get 3 slotted swords, so we can enchant them relatively easily and cheaply. Of course, you can add slots to swords with the Runewright in the Hearts of Stone expansion to add things like Severance, which is probably the most OP Runewright enchantment, but it's expensive. So I think it's like, Erendite comes with no slots. I added 3 slots. That cost me 16,000. Although adding 1 or 2 slots is a lot cheaper than adding 3 slots. So adrenaline point gain, critical hit chance, bleeding, bonus XP is pretty common for these things. The trousers, 13% attack power, 13% sign intensity, 41% resistance to elemental damage. So essentially, I think if you're wearing a Witcher set that emphasizes elemental damage, you can do pretty well against these golems and these and the Djinn, which you meet in the Last Wish, and so that should not be an issue. But if you don't have the Witcher gear on, you're going to be in a major hurt. Okay, so this seems a bit stripier with the superior level here. Looks good. So you can throw bombs better with if you wear a full woven set, and you can apply up to 3 oils at a time, so you can attack multiple enemies. So maybe that's pretty good at the Grandmaster level. I'm not sure. Fast bombs would be helpful. I do find throwing bombs is a bit slow, so that does seem like a good bonus. I'm not sure if it's worth the less resistance versus the Ursine set, but it does seem a little bit better than the Quen bonuses, I think, that you get, for example, with the Ursine set. And of course, there's bomb character traits that you can speed up your bomb throwing, or I think bombs are generally only useful for slowing down your opponents. Okay, so here we go. Plus 15% attack power for the boots, and then 7 to 8% resistances to piercing, bludgeoning, slashing, and damage, and that's 199 for the boots. So the top line stats affect your initial hit, and then the percent stats determine how much percent you take damage after that. So the Mastercrafted has 3 slots for the armor, so you can enchant that relatively easily. 36% resistance to monsters, which is about 12% less than what the Mastercrafted for Ursine, the heavy armor, will do. Gauntlets will give you plus 15 side intensity and plus 20 resistance to elemental. And then 7% resistance for monsters, slashing, and piercing at 195. And this is at level 95. At level 95, this silver sword is 958 to 1170. 15% side intensity, 15% adrenaline point gain, 15% critical hit chance, 15% chance to cause bleeding, plus 20% bonus XP for monsters, which is standard for these silver swords in the Witcher schools. So you see, I have quite a lot of supplies that it's not cost me that much so far. We're down about 30,000 from where we started, a little more than that. But we'll lose a bit more when we do the Grandmaster. So now we've got the Mastercrafted. It seems a little more chainmail-y. Maybe we're a bit closer to what Eskel's set looks like. And pretty nice. I think it's a stylish set, the wolf armor. And so, for it's okay for kind of a magey attack build to go with the wolven school. And of course, that's Geralt's school, so that should play to his strengths. Although, like I said, this was a DLC. It was added later on. So it was not seen as core to the game. Plus 13% attack power for the pants. Plus 13% sign intensity. So you get that magey attack build. So the Griffin School is really the one for people that have the really magey Geralt. And Wolf School's a bit more hybrid. Alright, that was some fancy sword work there. Farge is not too worried about that. Alright, let's build the Grandmaster set. Level 100 this time. So there's normally 6 levels between them, but if you're high level, then they just get compressed. So it's only 5 levels between them now because we started at 61. Had we started at level 60, then it would be 6 levels between Mastercrafted and Grandmaster. Alright, so the legendary boots, we need the enriched Diberidium plate and the infused lizard hide. Alright, so we got those now, and let's go ahead and craft the armor. It's going to be quite expensive, right? We were already down. We were like a 170 for the Mastercraft, and now we're down to 155. Some more enriched dimeridium ingots. And some more infused lizard hide. Plus another 600 crowns to craft those. 17% sign intensity. Gauntlets, plus 17. Plus 20% resistance to elemental damage. Alright, we'll try the silver sword. So we got this, and we need the ruby. It's not a flawless ruby, but we need some ruby. We do have a lot of ruby. So one of the things I was doing in this playthrough was that every time I got like a ring or something, I would dismantle it. I wouldn't sell it, so that I would have the crafting components. So green gold is, I think, is helpful for aura calcium, if I'm right, which goes into enriched dimeridium, and then these things like ruby and other precious gemstones. So infused dust, for example, or other things. Grandmaster Legendary Wolven 774 to 946. So that's the top steel sword for the Witcher schools, the 774 to 946. That being said, the Toussaint Knight Steel Sword will give you fast attacks above 800, and really the bonuses on the Toussaint Knight Steel Sword Crafted, where you get the diagram in the Hansa Pace near the Northern Elven Ruins. I forget the name at the moment. You have to kill the leader there, but there are other Hansa bases that you can farm. Montcrane Castle is better to farm than the Northern Elven Ruins in the swamp. That is far superior to the level 100 Witcher School swords, steel swords. Now the silver swords for the Witcher School, their top line stats are actually higher than Erendite if you get them at a level 100. Now, if you get them at a lower level than level 100, then Erendite will pass them. But if you get them at a level 100 and then you level up Erendite to level 100, then the Witcher School swords are actually better than Erendite for their initial hit. But of course, Erendite gets these hit bonuses each time you get charges on it. It increases the attack power by 10% per fast charge and 20% for strong charge. So 956 to 110. Is that Grandmaster yet? Oh no, we're still at Mastercrafted. So we've not got the Grandmaster crafted for most of these things. So we need to get the Grandmaster. Then our pants are still at Superior. So let's go to Grandmaster. Oh, there we go. Okay, so here's a glitch associated with this, is that you could craft the Wolven set without upgrading it, right? So the Grandmaster level stuff is not an upgrade, it's a separate thing. So it's like Manticore. And here we go. Do we have the Grandmaster swords? Yeah, here we go. So put in the Grandmaster swords. So that's really interesting. So if you get to Toussaint and you have not crafted any Wolf School gear, you can craft the Grandmaster crafted Wolf School set without having the previous stuff. So if you have the previous stuff, you don't need to upgrade it, and so you get this extra set. The other interesting thing I found with just doing the Wolf School and Legendary, that you would get like the Legendary version, and then you get a lower level non-Legendary crafting diagram. Of course, you wouldn't want to use the lower level non-Legendary crafting diagram, but it was just all interesting. Okay, so here's the Grandmaster set. Now that's pretty boss. A lot more metal on that. A lot more spikes. Looks pretty cool. All right, let's look at the stats again if we can. First, let's wave around the new swords. Okay, level 100. Grandmaster Legendary, 15% sign intensity. 121 to 1247 is the silver. Do the wrong. Yeah, the Grandmaster 213 plus 17 attack power, plus 18 attack power for the trousers, plus 18 for the sign intensity, plus 36 resistance for the Grandmaster chest piece, plus 17% sign intensity, 209 armor for the glove, 213 for the boost, 213 for the. And we got 6 of 6 on here now, so we get the full bonus. And then the steel is 774 to 946. All right, subscribe and hit the bell notification icon. I'm Linus Wilson. Good luck on the path. Bye.